If you think every way of loving your cat is positive, prepare to be surprised. Some of the most common gestures of affection actually make cats uncomfortable and can weaken the bond you are trying to build. What feels natural for humans can be interpreted as a threat, an invasion, or even a loss of safety for them. In today's video, we are going to uncover the hidden mistakes that many cat owners make in the name of love. And by the end, you will know exactly how to avoid them so your cat feels secure, respected, and truly connected to you. Stay with me until the end, because the last mistake is one that almost no owner realizes, and it can completely transform your relationship with your cat. If you live with a cat, chances are you've done at least one of these things without thinking twice. Don't feel guilty. This happens because we often interpret animal behavior through a human lens. The problem is, cats are unique creatures with instincts and social codes very different from ours. When we ignore those codes, even unintentionally, we create distance instead of closeness. That's why it is so important to understand the right way to show love. Because here's the truth. Sometimes what feels like affection to you might feel like pressure to them, and that simple difference decides whether your cat wants to be near you or avoids you. Think about it. Your cat is not a small version of a dog or a child. They are a species that has evolved with precise survival instincts. Their bodies and minds are built to avoid danger, maintain independence, and control their environment. When we cross those lines without realizing it, we aren't showing love. We are creating tension. But once you understand their language, you will see that love for cats is about subtlety, patience, and respect. And if you enjoy learning about the hidden world of feline behavior, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next secrets that will help you understand your cat better than ever. The first mistake that might be hurting your cat, even if it comes from affection, is hugging them too tightly. For humans, a hug is a universal gesture of comfort, warmth, and reassurance. We associate it with intimacy and emotional security. But for cats, being wrapped in human arms feels like being trapped. Their instinct tells them they can't escape. And for an animal whose survival depends on always having an exit, this situation creates stress instead of comfort. Have you ever noticed your cat stiffening, struggling, or flicking its tail while you try to hold them close? These are not small quirks. They are clear signs that your cat is not enjoying the embrace. Even if they don't scratch or bite, the discomfort is there. In their mind, losing freedom is never a sign of love. Instead, the most effective way to show affection is to let them decide how much contact they want. Cats value the ability to control interactions. When you give them that choice, they will often reward you with more affection than you expected. A gentle stroke along their back or a light scratch behind the ears communicates safety without removing their freedom. Over time, this respect builds trust, and trust is the real foundation of a strong bond with your cat. And if you think hugs are uncomfortable for cats, wait until you hear the next mistake, because it involves a gesture that almost every owner does instinctively, without realizing that for cats, it feels invasive. The second mistake that can unintentionally harm your cat is kissing them on the face. To us, a kiss is one of the clearest ways to express tenderness, but cats interpret it very differently. Their faces are highly sensitive areas, filled with whiskers, scent glands, and delicate features they use constantly to interpret their environment. When a human face comes too close, especially with sudden movements or unfamiliar scents, it can feel overwhelming and even threatening. That is why many cats pull their heads away, flatten their ears, or shift uncomfortably when you try to kiss them. They are not rejecting your love, they are protecting their comfort zone. In the feline world, closeness to the face is something reserved for interactions of deep trust. And even then, it is subtle. Cats communicate affection through slow blinks, gentle head bumps, and soft rubbing of their cheeks against yours. These actions exchange scents and signal safety without the intensity of a human kiss. Instead of trying to humanize affection, try to mirror your cat's language. If your cat blinks slowly at you, return the gesture. It's their version of saying, "I trust you." If they bump their head against you, accept it as one of the strongest signs of feline love. Understanding and using these small signals allows you to express love in a way that your cat can actually recognize. And if you think kisses are too much for cats, wait until you hear the next mistake, because it's something we do daily, often believing it shows closeness, but it actually takes away their sense of security. The third mistake that may be harming your cat without you realizing is constantly picking them up. Many owners see carrying their cat as an act of closeness, but for most cats, being lifted off the ground is deeply unsettling. Their balance, their stability, and most importantly, their escape routes are taken away the moment you pick them up. For a species that relies on control over its surroundings, this is far from comforting. Some cats tolerate being carried, but tolerating is not the same as enjoying. They may remain still in your arms out of trust, but inside, their body is tense, their heart rate elevated, and their instincts on high alert. In their mind, being off the ground means vulnerability. The healthier alternative is to invite your cat to engage with you on their terms. Sit down and offer your lap. Remain calm and still. You might be surprised at how quickly your cat chooses to climb onto you when the decision is theirs. This small adjustment, allowing them to initiate, transforms the interaction from something forced into something genuine. And when cats choose closeness, it means far more than when it is imposed on them. And if you think losing balance is stressful, the next mistake is even more impactful, because it touches something at the core of your cat's emotional world, their independence. The fourth mistake that owners often make out of love is forcing affection when the cat is not in the mood. Unlike dogs, who often crave near constant attention, cats thrive on a balance of closeness and solitude. They want affection, but they also want the freedom to decide when and how it happens. When you reach for them while they are eating, grooming, or simply resting, it can feel like an interruption, even a violation of their personal time. A cat that turns its head, flicks its tail, or pulls away is not being rude, it is setting a boundary. Ignoring that boundary erodes trust, but respecting it sends a much more powerful message. I see you, I understand you, and I respect your needs. One of the greatest gifts you can give your cat is space. Paradoxically, the more you respect their independence, the more likely they are to seek you out. Cats are drawn to humans who give them the freedom to choose. By waiting for your cat to initiate affection, you create a relationship based on trust, not pressure. And that trust is the reason why your cat will come to you, curl beside you, and stay close, not because you demanded it, but because they wanted it. And if you think boundaries are important, wait until you hear the last mistake, because it's the most surprising of all. It's something almost every cat owner has done at some point, without realizing that to cats it sends a signal of challenge, not love. The fifth mistake, and perhaps the most surprising of all, is staring directly into your cat's eyes for too long. In the human world, eye contact often means connection, intimacy, or honesty. But in the feline world, a prolonged stare means something entirely different. Among cats, holding eye contact without blinking is a signal of dominance, even confrontation. When you lock eyes with your cat, they may interpret it as a silent challenge. This can make them feel uneasy, threatened, or defensive, even if your true intention was affection. That's why some cats look away quickly, shift their position, or flick their tails when you stare. The solution is surprisingly simple, and it comes directly from their own language: the slow blink. When a cat closes and opens its eyes slowly while looking at you, it is their way of saying they feel safe. Returning that slow blink is like telling them, "You can trust me." This subtle exchange is one of the strongest ways to bond with your cat. Unlike a fixed stare, it communicates peace, comfort, and love in a way your cat instinctively understands. Now, I want to hear from you. Has your cat ever reacted unexpectedly when you hugged them, kissed them, or stared into their eyes? Share your experience in the comments, because every story helps other owners recognize these signals too. What we've learned today is that love for cats is not measured by human gestures, but by the respect we give to their instincts. Hugging too tightly, kissing on the face, picking them up constantly, forcing affection, or staring into their eyes are all behaviors that come from good intentions, but can create stress. The secret to loving your cat the right way is not about giving more affection, but about giving it in a way they can understand and appreciate. Real love for cats is built on trust, patience, and the ability to respect their individuality. If this video helped you understand your cat better, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next discoveries about their fascinating behavior. And let me leave you with one final thought. Have you ever noticed that your cat refuses to eat when you are not home? This behavior has an explanation that might surprise you, and it reveals another hidden side of the feline mind. Click now on the video that is appearing here on the screen to discover why your cat only eats when you are around. I'll see you there in the next video.